I feel so much smaller. I don't know, I think I gotta adjust my chair. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's episode. I appreciate you guys for being here. Now, I know when you're watching this, it's a little later in the week than I would have liked. My fault, my bad. Things came up. I had some things to move around. I had some things to do. I'm sorry. Okay, but we're here now. I want you guys to just take in the fact that we're here now. We're here today, and we're living. We're thriving. We're vibing. We're all the things. We're doing everything great and fantastic with 1,000% energy. Okay, so welcome to today's episode. I'm your lovely host, Mr. A. Rob, and let's get into it. Today's topic is about what is out there, outside in space, alien and paranormal activity. Now, I myself, I don't know if I've ever encountered anything alien-like. I haven't seen a UFO. I don't live anywhere where the cornfields are, so I don't see anything like they show in the movies. You know what I mean? And I haven't experienced any paranormal activity on my end. I'd like to hope and pray that I don't, because I feel like I wouldn't know how to handle that. I myself might cry if I was to experience that. But I don't doubt that it happens to other people out there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say it's impossible for it to happen. I'm just going to tell you from my experience, it hasn't happened to me. Now, for you people, if you've experienced it, feel free to share it. Feel free to let me know what goes down, what you've experienced, because I can't relate. But I'd like to, use my noggin and just imagine that it's not impossible. There's so many things out there in the world that I just feel like there's no way it just can't be real. Specifically, aliens. Now, in a sense, I feel like there's no way aliens aren't real. I feel like there's no way they don't exist. There might be aliens here now, and we just don't know. And some people might think I'm crazy for saying that, but if you really think about it on the larger scale, scientists have said the universe that we live in is one of millions, right? The Milky Way galaxy, if I remember correctly, someone can correct me, or I might correct myself later on, but I remember hearing that the Milky Way galaxy that we're in is about yay big in the accumulation of universe out there. So you're gonna sit here and tell me if we're yay big in a giant spectacle of universes, you're gonna sit here and tell me that all the things out there don't exist? I find it hard, very hard, for anyone to sit here and tell me, aliens, they're not real. How do you know that? Last time I checked, we haven't discovered all of the world. All of Earth, as it is now, we haven't discovered and explored all of it. We still haven't touched all of the ocean. There's still parts of the ocean that we have yet to even get to. How do we know there's not an underwater civilization living right now? You can't sit here and tell me you haven't thought about it. You haven't think that people who made the movies and made the theories and the thought processes are completely incorrect. I think, on a lower, safer side, aliens are out there, but they're just being hidden because people don't want us to know. Specific people, the government. Now, I might be crazy for saying that, but I don't think so. I think you watching this right now, you also know that, some things just don't add up. A lot of people have speculations and thoughts and theories as to what else is out there that's just like a plant from the government or some alien thing that is just out there. Now, do I want to experience an alien-like interaction? Not too sure I'm ready for that. I don't think anybody's ready for that unless you've been studying alien Scientology and everything science fiction for the entirety of your life. Since you came out the womb to now, if you've just been studying alien everything, then shoot, you might be prepared for, an ET interaction. You might be ready for that. I would not be prepared. Now, there's a lot of how do I say? I can't even say myths. There's a lot of speculations of what aliens look like, how they interact, whether or not they'll speak the language that we speak, how they're supposedly supposed to be looked. Most of them are depicted as gray, big-headed, like creatures with 3 fingers, as you've seen if you've watched like I guess E.T. and American Dad, like that sort of I guess generalization of what an alien's supposed to look like. I guess runs very thin. Like it runs very it runs through and through. Like everybody has that same notion in their mind that that's what an alien's supposed to look like. But for all we know, aliens look like something else. They might not even look like that physically. They might not even talk like that. They might not do any of the things that we acclaim them to be. And I just don't think we're really using our brains as much as we think, because I feel like people just don't want to believe that it could be real because it's something we don't know, we don't have control of. So it's just another thing out there that's just like we are not prepared for. But I don't doubt for a second that they're out there. You're gonna sit here and tell me like all the people that's like, yeah, I've seen a UFO. I've had. You're gonna tell me like, well, these are just all blimps or things that are created by people to make it look like we have alien interaction? It can't be. Not every single thing. Sure, I might say like every one out of I don't know how many people have seen a UFO. Realistically, I don't know how many sightings they've been. I don't have no research whatsoever. I'm just going off of what I've seen, not read, but I've seen and heard. I would like to believe that there's a lot of interactions throughout the years, and there's a lot of people who have evidence of what they've seen or heard or came in contact with, and I'm sure there's a lot of them. Out of all the stuff that have been collected, I can see maybe 1 or 2, if not 3, being fake or being like scripted or being like, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but like not be authentic. As far as the rest of them, I have to believe like some part of like somewhere the percentage is like not huge, but it's a percentage of that's like, okay, this wasn't done by a person, this wasn't like scripted, this wasn't like by the government, this is like real foreign substance and all this other stuff, like real foreign entity and all other things, but yeah, I feel as though like if aliens are like out there, I'm pretty sure they're probably like I guess like what we're doing, trying to mess around and do stuff on other planets. They're probably trying to do the same thing. Who knows? Maybe they're more advanced, or they're probably on the same pace as we are. I have no clue as to what an alien civilization may look like. For all we know, it may look something similar to our own. We just have our own sort of mindset of what aliens are supposed to be like. We think of them as just like terrible, like Earth or like planet controlling like people or creatures, whatever. Like there's a lot of negative correlation around aliens, but I don't know. Is this true? Is this really what you guys do? I can't ask, But it's whatever. Like if aliens are out there, they probably are either watching, here, or just chilling, vibing on their own planet, universe, galaxy, whatever. They're just doing whatever they do. Okay? Paranormal activity now. Now, that's a thing that's terrifying. That seems like an experience I don't think I want to be a part of. Okay? There's very few things I would like to be a part of. Like, I would love to be part of discovering like superpowers, or like coming in contact with like I don't know, something else. But paranormal activity, not on the list. Not one of the things. Not even in my mindset of things I want to experience. Now, again, I've never experienced it myself. Now, I don't know people who have. But if I'm going to base it off the movies, I'm good. I'm I'm good. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't suggest you go watch it. If you are a fan of scary things, then sure, by all means, go for it. Watch it. Look it up. Enjoy that. If you're not a fan of scary things, by all means, don't even bother. Okay? It's not going to do you any good. Now, if, as I said, if a paranormal activity like is as accurate as it is in the movies and like I said the TV shows that they like show, if an experience like that is the exact same thing like that, I'm a goner. Okay? I'm gonna tell you the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find the closest corner, slide down that wall, curl up in a ball, cry my eyes out. Because I know I can't handle that. I know I can't defend myself. I'm not going to be able to fight that. And I don't think anybody in their righteous mind would be able to do so either. Now, there's people who claim they're ghost hunters. I would like to throw the ghost inside the paranormal activity because people are saying like the bad ghosts cause the paranormal activities. They cause like the things floating and the lights flickering and all. And if that's so, I'm gonna stay away. I don't want any parts. I'm okay. Okay? I'd rather not, dive in that realm. I can't do that. So, as far as the people who ghost hunt, they've caught on film interactions, they've had videotapes and audios and all these things that they post to the web or they record and show them and make TV shows out of. In a way, they're basically like the Scooby-Doo gang, but in real life. And for them, that's cool, that's something they do, but I think they're taking a big risk on their life. Okay? You don't know what forces you're playing with. You have no clue with who or what you're talking to. And you're going to just willingly experience this. I say, rethink what you want to do with your life. And then do so. Do that, and do something else that's a little bit safer. Just because I think it's an unknown realm of stuff you can't see, won't listen to you, and realistically doesn't give a fuck about you and who you are, doesn't care. What they seem to do is whatever they want. If they want to haunt you, hurt you, terrify you, traumatize you, they will do so. Now, again, I don't know why people are just willingly wanting to do this, because I'm not sitting here thinking I don't know how that's beneficial. It's good to like show the people who don't believe that, boom, it's a thing, it happens, it's out there. But you've made your life, it's your life thing now to go out and hunt down these things. And that is scary. That is quite literally terrifying. It would give me the heebie-jeebies. It would make my skin shiver. Give me goosebumps and all. I wouldn't be able to handle that. Now, I think if you can do this on a consistent basis, make your life, I guess, around that, you're a different breed. You need to be tested, because that's the will and bravery that I don't think anybody just have. That's Captain America type of bravery. Okay, that's that willfulness power that they give the Green Lanterns, the hope and the will to push through. But that's beyond regular. Okay? That's not normal to just want to be doing that. That is beyond me. That's beyond almost everybody. No one in their right mind is just gonna be doing that. So again, I say if you are thinking, I want to be a ghost hunter. I want to go hunt some ghosts. If you want to be like the Fentons, if you know that, you know ball. If you want to be like them, or if you want to be like the ghost hunters on TV, if you want to be like the Scooby-Doo gang, you have some courage and some bravery, and you need to be tested. Something must have happened in your life to where you're just like, I'm alright. I'm cool. This is what I want to do for my life. That's something, That's insane to me. But again, I'm not gonna knock anybody if you've experienced any one of these like interactions. I would just hope that you are safe and sound and you're not traumatized. Because I look at that as terrifying. If I came in contact with either one, I think both would be terrifying for me. Praying that I don't come into contact with either one. But again, people who sit here and are just in their heads like, nah, that's not real, that's fake, that can never happen. Are you a scientist? Are you an explorer? Have you explored all of the world? I don't think so. So for you to just sit here and say, yeah, space is real, just endless space out there is just real, and I can have multiple planets that haven't been explored yet. So I know for a fact that aliens don't exist and paranormal activities aren't real. For you to say that with your chest, I would just think of it as a way of trolling, that you're a rage baiter, that you don't get it. Because it's tiny in an endless vacuum of space and the unknown, and you're just so confident that none of these things are real. Get out of here, okay? Get out of here. But yes, I don't know. Yeah, both those are really insane to me. I know that there's always there's always more talks about like UFOs and aliens more than a paranormal activity, just because it's a paranormal activity. Those are more terrifying than I believe than just alien like sighting. Like, oh yeah, I seen an alien here, or I seen a UFO there. People are more likely to just say that just to say that. Like, oh, that's it because actually they seen something. But I don't know. As I said, the world is full of mysteries. The world is very unknown. There's probably so many more things out there that we just haven't yet touched. And realistically, I don't want us to. I don't want us to discover more. I'm really good with knowing what we know. But I understand, people are curious. People are curious. People want to know more. People want to know what's going on. And I understand. But I don't. I'm very okay with what I know. Very okay with what I know. But sorry. But yes, guys. That has been today's episode. I do hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I felt like I rambled on a lot more about stuff that I have no clue about. But I hope you guys loved it. I hope you guys found it very, how do I say, lovely and enjoyable. Next week shall be a better episode. I do have more topics to talk about. And again, I do post polls. So if you want me to talk about something specific to your nature, things that you can relate to, things that you have experiences on, don't feel like don't hesitate to send me a request, leave it in the comments, hit your boy up. I have endless topics to talk about. I have sometimes I just ramble on. And yes, I'm getting there. I'm trying to make the podcast more likely, more lovely, clean looking, more nice and crisp. The next purchase for the show is to be a new camera. So in the next week or so, you'll see something. You'll see a big difference in how I look now versus before. I got a nice little light, so it helps brighten up the room because the surrounding lights aren't the greatest. But we're slowly making progress. But I need y'all support. But thanks, guys. I love you all. And that has been today's episode. Peace.